Has Aaron ever invited you on one of his darkness retreats?
Nah, he knows who to ask to go on those.
Has he invited any teammates on the retreats?
I wouldn't know. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But I don't get that invite. Nah, and I wouldn't go probably.
You would not go?
So he knows not to, he's not going to.
What do you think goes down there?
Other than chilling.
Like, do you think they literally just sit in the dark? There's no way.
I don't know.
There's no way.
You got to have electricity. You got to have some, like, for me to be able to do that, I have to have like a video game, and I could do that any day.
That was a bad one. Yeah!
Mets are back, baby. Let's go.
Back!
They've been back.
That felt so good. There's nothing better than a walk-off, and there's nothing better when a series win walk-off, series finale. Mets are really good in series finales games. I'm just fired up. This was a rare game where I didn't run over to give you a high five.
Yeah, I was like, where's Vito right now? I'm in the direct. I turned around, amongst other things on my mind. I'm like, where is Vito?
We moved offices, so it's a lot harder to just like be on the run these days. But man, did the boys need that. I'm fired up. This is a jam-packed episode. We have so much coming to you. We have a Garrett Wilson interview that's going to play later on in the episode. That
Topical.
That is you. I mean, you saw the clip. You saw the clip that started this episode. Pretty timely, if you ask me. We got so much to talk about in this series. We got promo items to tell you all about. We got stories about this guy to tell you about because me and John spent some time with the guy. And this is just going to be a really action-packed episode.
When we say Mets are back, not hyperbole. 8 wins in the last 12 games. Team is OPSing 824 in that span, averaging better than 5.5 runs in that span. You want to take it to the last 9 games. Bullpen, folks, 2.36 ERA. Did a great job tonight. Like you said, so much to talk about, so I won't jump the gun on what we got. One reliever in particular coming back tonight. I think that everyone knows who I'm talking about. But, yeah, what a victory. Mets now have 6 walk-off wins this year. That's tied for the most in baseball. Flair for the dramatic. That's why they signed JD Martinez for that moment right there. I don't think that you could say must win on, what was today, June 13th? June 13th.
June 13th.
I don't know if you could say must win necessarily.
Why not?
But, well, because, you know, it's not a must win.
No, but why not? Like, this is what I'm sick of.
But it was can't lose. It was can't lose.
I'm sick of fans saying any game. Like, I understand that there's 162 of them, but as a fan, you're allowed to be, like, upset after a loss because you know what? I grew up a fan of this team, and I've seen this team lose a few playoff spots because of one game. So I'm allowed to be mad about one game.
No, they all count. You want to bank every single victory that you can.
And I'm allowed to be happy about one game. That's a better way to spin it. I'm allowed to be happy about games.
No, and Mets fans should be ecstatic about this series. On Wednesday night, after the series opener, which, I mean, let's face it, the team flew back from London. You're all messed up. You come from the high of what happened in London, especially on Sunday, the way they won that game. You come back on Tuesday. You face Jesus Luzardo, who we know is a great pitcher, who is highly sought after. You're going to hear his name a lot as we approach the trade deadline. He does a good job. The Mets bat's a little sleepy. They come back on Wednesday. They score 10 runs. They hit 3 homers, 14 hits, all sorts of numbers and stats to throw out there. We won't oversaturate here. Down goes Taylor. Down goes Taylor. Ava, did you get that? No. Oh, Ava, come on.
No, but it was on the. It might have been on the wide. Oh my God, I hope it's on the wide.
Down goes Taylor. I don't think it was on the wide.
The headphones bit his toes like an NFL cornerback would. He basically got
topical NFL. Yeah. Topical in the episode.
Well, you know, that's what I did. It was like Sauce grabbed his ankles.
Yeah. But then on Thursday night, the Mets find a way to win the game. Once again, you know, we've talked about and fans want to lament about the ones that the Mets have let get away. Well, again, the Mets flip the script and they snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. The 5th time that they've won entering the 9th inning trailing. So it's a never say die team. That's been a theme of all the conversations we've had with guys in that clubhouse all season long. Once again, they proved that to be correct on Thursday night and a huge weekend series coming up against the San Diego Padres. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but damn, what a win.
I have a question for you. You might not know the answer. You might know the answer to it, but there's been 4 games where the Mets went into the 5th inning not having acquired a hit. That's a number I do know.
Okay. I can think of one of them. I can think of 2 of them.
Of those 4,
yeah,
I think Harrison Bader broke up 2 of them because this one,
Tigers,
Braves was JD.
Yeah,
and there's one more that I'm blanking on.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Tigers for sure. With do you have it? Did you write it down?
Did I? No, I don't know. I was just saying.
Maybe the Phillies. I know Nola. I think Nola took a no-hitter on that Tuesday game that Jose Butto pitched. I think it was May 2nd, the day that we met Tiffany Haddish. I think it was that day. Not May 2nd. What am I talking about?
You remember the day we met?
That was the Cub game.
You remember the day we met. He
I do.
thinks about that
This
day
was
a
May
lot.
15th.
Why do you think about the day you met Tiffany Haddish so much?
Tiffany was cool. Good people.
Yeah.
Good
Have
people.
you spoken since?
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
You guys I don't know what.
No.
I feel like you guys made friends.
No, we have not spoken since, but
Would you?
it was the day we talked to Daniel Murphy. How about that?
Hey man, that's a day I remember, man.
How about that?
If you looked at
How about that?
If you watched that episode, that was a really fun episode. Daniel Murphy right in this room, great conversation. But
And Keith Rad that day. We talked to Keith as well.
we talked to all those people in one day.
Yeah, Tiffany and Daniel were before the game, and then we cornered Keith after the game when they were waiting to take the
Hey,
bus.
man, let's not say
We didn't.
cornered
You
Keith.
said that the day of.
Did I say we cornered him?
Kinda. You were joking. We invited Keith to kill some time with a microphone. He's a man that knows microphones.
I texted him during the game today because he was talking about Turk Wendell, and I just was like, fun
Farmer
fact,
Turk.
on Jay's podcast this week, Turk was on and talking in detail about his life as a farmer. So go check out that episode, Amazing Conversations. You can hear about Turk Wendell's life as a farmer, and I have tons of video from Turk's farm in the episode. But let's get back to the current Mets. Let's talk about this series. You know what? Let's get to the top 5 moments of the Mets series, and we got a special guest to introduce this one.
Who's it gonna be?
Hey, I'm Garrett Wilson, and this is the Fives.
It was Garrett Wilson because we're going to play an interview with him later. We didn't play it yet.
Number 5.
Sometimes we play episodes at the beginning, but sometimes we're so fired up we just want to get into the little talkie. Top 5 moments of the series. Number 5, Dedniel Nunez strikes out 5 of the 7 batters he faced. Just the bullpen has been absolutely electric.
Recently, for a while.
yeah.
Like I said, 2.36 ERA last 9 games. Dedniel Nunez is such a great story, and I feel like we have some pride in Dedniel because if you guys listen to Future of Flushing, you know that we've been talking about Dedniel last year, this year, before he came up earlier in the season. I think he made a season debut in Atlanta. He has become a high leverage reliever in this bullpen. He's a guy who's a great story. He's missed a couple years due to injury, been in the organization since 2017, and it all comes to roost, and now he's being thrown out there in huge spots and striking out 5 of 7 guys he faces, just absolutely dominating with the fastball, the high 4, the slider breaking down and away. He honestly looks like Edwin Diaz light with the stuff. So it's a great story, and it's just a reminder, and it reinforces the point that relief pitching, it's just such a crazy economy, if you would, trying to nail down, good relievers and where they come from. When you look at teams, you look 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, how did a team build its bullpen? A guy like Dedniel Nunez was, I don't want to say an afterthought, but certainly people weren't talking about Dedniel Nunez in February and March, and all of a sudden, he's a staple in the Mets bullpen.
Yeah, this wasn't like a Christian Scott situation where people
Or
were
even Nate
clamoring
Lavender.
him, or Nate Lavender, people were clamoring for. We're like looking at spring training, saying, "Oh, this could be a difference maker." We didn't put up, and we loved Dedniel Nunez. We talked about him all last season, like John said, but we didn't do an interview with him, put it up, and call it. Could Dedniel Nunez be the X factor of the Mets 2024 season? This is just somebody showing up, rising to the occasion. And, he's a big leaguer. If you look at him pre-game, I don't know if you've noticed him when you're upstairs, John.
I've noticed.
If you look at him down there, dude, before a game, he's a big leaguer. He has the attitude. He has the swag. And he just goes out there with confidence. And, dude, I know this is a guy who just got sent down, but, you could say the same thing about Danny Young, dude.
Danny Young also had a really, really nice series. Unfortunately, Edwin comes back and he gets optioned to Syracuse, but he's a guy that's going to be back.
Yeah.
Running a K rate close to 35%, getting righties and lefties, which you talked about in the last episode. So shout out Danny Young for the great work he did. But yeah, Dedniel Nunez is, just a great, great story. And, look forward to seeing him keep it up. What's number 4, Vito?
Number 4, Francisco Lindor joins Jose Reyes as the only Mets shortstops to have 300 or more RBI. And it's crazy. I don't know if I texted you this. Jose was in the building tonight.
You didn't tell me that. Where was he?
I saw him by the elevators, and then I saw him in the tunnels.
Oh, man. You should have said, hey, you want to hop in the podcast room real quick? I would have loved to talk to Jose.
He was with a bunch of people. I didn't want to. He looked like he was having a good time, man.
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah, next
Dude,
time for sure.
I got a quick story for you.
Okay.
We're gonna talk more Grimace at the end of the game, but I have to tell you this story because So I'm walking. I was with Grimace the other day, and we'll talk about it later. But I'm walking around. I run into Doc Gooden in the hallway.
When was this? Yesterday?
This was yesterday.
Oh boy.
And I said, "Hey, Doc," and he was like, "Hey," and he was like, "Oh, I remember you from Jay's podcast," and I was like, "Yeah," and I was
You're
like,
the guy with the bike, right?
and he was like, "Hey," I go, "Hey, do you want to take a picture with Grimace?" And he goes, no. And then I was like, "Okay," and then I go to walk away, and he goes, unless like you want me to. And then I went,
Was Grimace okay with you? Just like, you know.
I thought a picture with Doc.
Would you walk around all night just offering his services up to everybody?
I just thought a picture with Doc Good and Grimace would be amazing.
Francisco Lindor. He reaches 300 on the home run. There has been only one player in the National League as of Tuesday. I don't know if this has changed. With a higher F WAR, that's Fangraph's version of WAR, than Francisco Lindor since he moved to the top of the lineup back in the middle of May. It's Julio Ramos with the Giants. Giants have a lot of dudes on that list, actually. But Lindor has been one of, arguably the best player in the National League since Mendy moved him to the top of the lineup on Thursday night, draws the big leadoff walk. And that's, I know it's a tying run, and he steals second, obviously comes to score on the home run. But him being on second base, being in scoring position, that's changing the way Tanner Scott's thinking. It's changing the way he's approaching the entire inning. Christian Bethancourt putting down different fingers with the runner in scoring position against a good hitter in JD Martinez, who we saw pick up a 2-strike hit on Wednesday night. It changed the entire complexion of the inning. So shout out Francisco Lindor for all he's done on both sides of the ball, really all season long. Dude is a bona fide stud. Mets fans should be so happy that he is on our team. And vote for Francisco Lindor and all your Mets.
Vote for Francisco Lindor. Vote for JD Martinez. When you're at a game, you might see a little quick highlight reel. Maybe it was made by Amanda. I don't know. Could have been. And there's a little QR code there that you can scan. It'll take you right to voting. Vote the Mets in. A lot of you New Yorkers, okay? A lot of us New Yorkers.
Vote.
I grew up in this city. I loved voting for the All-Star game. I've said this on this podcast, but you didn't?
No.
Oh, dude, I used to come and grab all the ballots. Like
At Shea, I did. Like, I would poke out the little thing.
But they did it here at City, too.
Yeah, I know. But I was more of a Shea guy. I kind of grew out of it when I got older. But I'm voting now.
It just was fun. I mean, like, it was just fun to fill out the ballot. Like,
you got to be like the Kansas City fans of 2015 when the entire American League All-Star team was Royals.
That was
Omar Infante, the All-Star.
At least they won the World Series that year. So,
no.
I don't know why I said at least they, but I mean, like, what I mean by that is like, not at least, I don't know how to say this sentence, but
it validated what happened.
Exactly. That's a better way because I don't like that they won. That was one of the worst weeks of my life.
Yeah.
It was that. And then we talked about this before. Rangers 07 also Rangers 07 crushed me so bad. I stopped watching.
I don't want to talk about it. They would have been winning the cup, dude. The Panthers are about to sweep. It would have been us. Anyway, let's move on.
All right, let's move on. So Edwin Diaz returns. From the second the lights turned off, you saw the electricity going around the banners that you see when it's part of Edwin's entrance. Something felt perfect. I don't know what it was, how to explain it, but I felt so good. And even when Edwin had that first pitch that was a little wild, there was no part of me that was nervous. There was no part of me that felt any fear. I just kind of felt at peace with the whole situation. And I was like, I feel like Edwin's going to go out there. I feel like we're going to get like a glimpse of that 2022 Edwin Diaz. And he looked great.
What I noticed from my vantage point on Thursday night was the love affair between Edwin and the Mets fans. You know, Edwin has had his ups and downs this season. He goes on the injured list. He makes a couple rehab starts, came back pretty quickly. And people were so elated to see him back. From the second the lights went out and the first note of Narco played, like you said, you could just feel the energy in the ballpark and the love and the embrace that the fans have for Edwin. And Edwin looked like a different guy tonight. You said 2022 Edwin with his dominance, but we can back that up with numbers. His four-seam fastball average velocity before the injury was 97. Tonight, he was 1.4 miles an hour above that. And the slider, he was close to 2 full miles an hour above his season average on the velocity with that pitch. And that makes a whale of a difference. When you're in the batter's box and you got to defend against that four-seam fastball and the slider's coming, it being 93, which he was hitting versus 91, you have way less time to have your brain tell your hands and your hips and your legs, it's time to swing the bat. And that is dominant Edwin Diaz. And I mean, that's a boon for this Mets bullpen that we already said has been cruising recently to put him on the back end. And I feel like him going 1-2-3, along with Lindor's walk, it also changed the aura and the energy in the stadium. Quick inning, boys went to the dugout, top of the lineup. Lindor fielded the last out. He even turned around to Edwin when he was going. He did.
It's on that video's on Twitter. I mean, I think anybody noticed as that inning ended and Edwin was walking off the mound, like you felt like, oh, they want to win this.
It was like, we got you. Let's go. You did your job. We're going to do our job. And they did.
And it was incredible. And that leads us right to the next moment. Number 2 on the list of the 5 top moments of the series. JD Martinez's walk-off home run. Because you know what? Like, call a spade. That's what JD Martinez was hired to do. He went out there and he did his job.
100%. I mean, he's one of the most prolific hitters against left-handed pitching since he broke into the league. Like you said, that's why he's here. Great moment. Very surprising, by the way. It was his first career walk-off homer. He has 8 career grand slams. I think he's got 400 home runs, something like that. I don't know exactly. I probably should have looked it up instead of sounding like an ignoramus, but he's hit a lot of home runs in his big league career. We know that. And for this to be the first walk-off of his career, pretty good moment. South Florida guy. He and Mark Vientos, both South Florida guys.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, what more can you say? Electric moment in the ballpark. The lights going off, the boys coming out, the Gatorade.
Oh, can we, and like real quick, can we talk about the fans? You guys did such a great job with the team. You know, like if you're at the stadium, those new lights, the team has been trying to like do new things. And when the other team makes a pitching change, you guys really showed up and you were showing the fireflies. You were bringing out the fireflies. And that makes a difference in the ballpark, man.
It does. Yeah. I mean, keep that up. That's what we're doing. Razor found this like weird but intimidating and perfect noise that works for that moment. The lights going. I wouldn't want to be an opposing pitcher coming into the game in that spot.
Now, John.
Yes.
Didn't I say a month ago, noises are the way to go?
Yeah. And I think it is.
Noises are the way to go because, like, there's no way, if you're the other pitcher, there's no way you're going to get fired up from a noise.
No, it's just odd, but it's the right kind of noise.
Exactly. You can't just play like a barking dog.
I mean, you could. That's what I wake up to every morning.
But that's not, I mean, maybe we could. We could try barking dog sometime and see how that
Should
works.
I record Cooper?
You could record maybe a more tough dog.
Cooper's tough.
I know, but like,
Cooper will you up.
Oh, sorry. I don't think a pitcher's going to get protruded by.
I mean, you egged me on there.
I didn't egg you on at all.
Yeah, you did. You called my dog weak.
No, I just said it's.
I knew that was coming because John loves that dog so much.
I know he does. This guy.
Unless he poops on the carpet in the morning. That's
the guy that. Cooper, yield. Cooper, yield.
When we were interviewing Reed Garrett on Friday morning live from London, Cooper was barking his face off, just going nuts. People are walking in. All sorts of chaos was happening. I was pissed at Cooper, but you can't talk about him like that.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, that's not the kind of dog that's going to instill fear into people.
He's got a big bark.
No, he does.
A big bite.
A big bite, really?
Just like Pops. No, I'm kidding. I'm harmless.
Has he bit you?
Not like viciously, but you know, if I
like playful bites.
Yeah.
Like nibbles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But when he was younger, I trained him to kind of not. I would just grab the snout completely, and he didn't like it, and he eventually stopped.
Well,
it's good dog parenting 101. If anyone wants tips, hit me up. Drop the comments. I can make a video about. I'm kidding, or I'm not. I can do it.
JD Martinez, that walk-off home run, just the team needed that. We needed that.
It changes the weekend.
We needed that because I'm glad. Yeah. Look, fans of the Mets, not fans. I've already said I don't call people who listen to
Marlins fans if you're listening too.
Listeners of the podcast, Mets fans, we needed that. You got to sit here and talk about the games. It's nice after a win. Sometimes it's not fun after a loss.
Look, I'm a momentum believer. I know they say it's only as good as your next day starting pitcher, but the Mets are going to go throw 3 good starting pitchers out there. But you lose that game, everyone shows up here tomorrow. The vibes are not what you want them to be because it was another winnable game, another close game. The Mets have been doing nothing but playing those all season long. Earlier, falling a little bit short. Tonight, like I said before, flipping the script. We're all going to show up tomorrow, pumped, psyched. We got a big weekend here. We got the Padres in town. We got DJ night. We got great giveaways. We'll talk about that. And a ball club that's hot and feeling itself with 8 wins in the last 12 games, coming off a big walk-off win. That was massive.
And we're going to move to number 1, which is just a good example of how fun it is to be at the ballpark right now. And just
you never know who's going to be there.
You never know who's going to be there. And last night, Wednesday night, we had a special celebrity guest throughout the first pitch, and that was Grimace. And John, I found something today.
What'd you find?
Grimace left a jersey. I think he got 2 jerseys. I think this is his jersey. I think this is the jersey he wore. Well, he didn't wear it because it didn't fit. He kept his hat, but I think he forgot his jersey behind.
He had some size constraints.
He's gigantic.
He's got a tuchus on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to put him in seats. I could say tuchus on the. I already said the F word, so I guess why not, right?
But John, look what else he left. He left his media credential. Why did he need one?
You think he's an undercover writer?
No, but like, well, one, but just like,
I don't know.
so there was one part where we had to take him. We had to take him through Delta Club to do
Why
something.
would you say that? We got away with it.
We were approved. We were approved. But
Kind of.
we were approved.
I just told you that. It was our only choice.
Oh, really?
I mean, he couldn't go up the stairs.
But that guy said yes to the thing.
You got to make a play sometimes.
Wait, but did he say yes to us doing that whole thing?
The whole thing was approved.
Okay,
And then
that's all that matters.
Putting him on TV was approved.
Cool.
But it was originally we were gonna seat him in some empty seats right behind the plate.
Yeah, yeah.
When I asked you, can he sit? And then I saw the tuchus, and I was like, that's not happening.
Well, no, I told you it wasn't happening. I mean,
I needed to be there.
Me and Grimace, look, I got to know Grimace really well over the. I was with Grimace from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. I got to know Grimace really
You
well.
guys didn't hang out after?
You
didn't go to the cake corner?
Grimace was exhausted.
Was he?
Dude, Grimace was running around all night, jumping around, not exhausted, but like.
Doesn't McDonald's make an energy?
Yeah, but
smoothie?
Grimace is going to Iowa to be part of Bubba Wallace's NASCAR race because Bubba Wallace has
It's
like.
a versatile Grimace.
Dude, Bubba Wallace has like Grimace wrap all over his car.
Oh, he's a McDonald's guy.
So
that makes sense.
So Grimace is like flying there. So he was like, he told me, you know, like he.
Wait, Grimace told you?
I kind of.
Does he speak?
I speak Grimace now. I speak Grimace now.
I tried to talk to him. I told him avocado oils were the way to go, and he didn't like it. But he didn't say anything. He just emoted. That was bad.
The reason I brought up the Delta Club was because when I was talking to somebody about it earlier, I was like, oh yeah, we might have to take him through Delta. They said, oh well, you're gonna need a wristband for him. And I was like,
Not on those wrists.
I was like, it's obvious who he is. He's Grimace. Also, you know who's attendants who saw Grimace?
Who?
Rob Manfred.
Oh wow. What if Grimace is like? This could take off. It was all over the place.
It was nuts, dude. And
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Why did he wear 55?
that's the year McDonald's was like started.
1955.
Yeah,
Dodgers won the World Series
nice.
that year. Yeah, Brooklyn Dodgers. I should point out.
You know, the Dodgers Mets thread. You know, it's never ending. But it was. I've been wanting Grimace to come here for a while, and this was something me and Janie from social media. Me and Janie have been working at this for over a year now.
Ava was ripping the content also.
Ava was following us around with Grimace all night. Ava was having a good time. Like I have a picture of me, Ava, Janie, Grimace,
Colin
walking through the
Cosell
tunnels.
lost his marbles when Grimace came up to say hi to him.
But just big shout out to Janie. Me and her have been working on that for a year, and for it to finally happen and getting Grimace here, dude. Like you were cool with it, but you definitely didn't think it was gonna. Like you were kind of being like a nice friend and like appeasing it. And you were like, all right, we'll just do stuff. We'll do it. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
I didn't. Are you sure he's not wearing 55 for Kelly Johnson? By the way,
No, I'm telling you, it's the year
Not-
McDonald's.
not Kelly Johnson.
No. It's
Okay.
McDonald's.
okay.
55.
Yeah, no. I mean, I am not a frequent McDonald's guy. Although,
No,
I mean, I do like the. They don't have the snack wraps.
they're back. I think.
Are they?
I think they're back.
Snack wraps are fire. But yeah, I mean, it's McDonald's World or whatever it's called, McDonald World,
McDonald Land.
McDonald Land. Exposing myself. That I wasn't so familiar with. You know what else I realized?
What?
We missed such an opportunity.
What?
If the Hamburglar was here.
Oh, John. No.
Wait, no, you don't know what I'm going to say.
I know, but
You don't know what I'm going to say.
okay, because I actually pitched them on something already.
Nothing to do with. Jake Berger was on the Marlins and he was here.
Oh, dude, I said to them. I said to Janie today. I was like, we should have had Grimace take a picture with Jake Berger.
Yep. There was something there.
Taylor, when we stop recording, please
Damn.
remind me to tell John my idea that I pitched to people and that I'm very pumped about.
Why can't? It's in the works still.
Some players that were really pumped about it. Sean Mania today.
Sean's pumped about everything.
Sean Mania and Reed Garrett both came up to me and were complimenting my shirt, and they both.
This was when you did smoke.
Gonna get him a shirt or what?
I'm gonna get them shirts. You know,
You're gonna get that
You know what's
cease and desist
awkward,
real
though?
quick.
I have to like I pay for these shirts, and then like I can't say to them, give me $30 to cover the cost of the shirt. So I'm just giving them shirts.
Merry Christmas, fellas.
And it's like there's a few people that I've given shirts to, and
You didn't give me a shirt.
You've refused one.
I mean, I could get like half of an item from my favorite clothing store for $30. That's how I look at things.
All right, well,
Get one sock.
I said half. Whoa, no free advertisement, please. I did not say it. Bobby Clemens is going to yell at you for that.
You could not get one sock from that store you like for $30.
That's not true.
We had some questions. One, what is a grimace? Do you have a guess, John?
I honestly don't.
He's a grimace. That's it. That's what he said.
Sick.
Because I was talking to Grimace had a buddy with him who I was able to mainly communicate with. Grimace is like, kind of like how Mr. Med has his friends that travel with him everywhere.
Yep.
You would have seen this was Grimace's friend walked out with him to home and to the mound and helped him throw out his first pitch and did everything. Jason was a great guy, really fun to work with. But
Caretaker.
He was a caretaker. And he was giving me all this information. He told me, I was like, so is Grimace, because I thought Grimace was a chicken nugget. My wife thought Grimace was a taste bud. He said, no, he's just a grimace. He's from...
Grimace is like, that's a facial expression, a grimace, grimacing.
And they told me that when Grimace debuted, he had 4 arms and he would steal milkshakes.
He had 4 arms?
He had 4 arms and he would steal milkshakes.
Oh, I thought he meant like 4 arms. Like he had like big 4, like Popeye.
He really only has 4 arms in that sense.
He has 4 fingers too.
He has 4 fingers. Another thing that people were asking, why did he have a left-handed mitt and throw right-handed? Like
Where did he get that glove is my question. Oh, did I jump the script?
So that's where I was going.
Sorry.
I was on the field and I saw that Mr. Met had a glove that I'd never seen once in my life.
Mr. Met has a glove?
Mr. Met, that was Mr. Met's glove. I just asked Mr. Met if I could borrow it.
That is a good fact. See, like, what is Grimace? A grimace? Get out of here with that crap. But Mr. Met has a glove?
Mr. Met has a glove and I borrowed it.
That is something that people will find interest in the Mets electorate.
And what's even more interesting, everybody was saying, oh, that's a glove for a left-handed person. So that means Mr. Met is left-handed.
2 facts that I didn't know.
Because that's the only reason he would have had it.
Yeah.
And then Sean and I even
Unless
was like,
Mrs. Met is lefty and he's borrowing it.
Sean and I even was like, why did he have him? He was like, oh, it's so funny that he even had a mitt that was on the wrong hand. And I was like, that was actually Mr. Met's.
Well, has Grimace thrown a first pitch before, or was that the first time?
He threw one in Cleveland, but he didn't have a mitt.
Got it. Because I remember you saying that he can throw things, because we talked about the T-shirt launch. And you vouched that he can throw. He's got a labrum and a rotator cuff and all the shoulder muscles needed for that sort of thing. So I thought he might have brought his own glove, which would be baller.
No, that was Mr. Met's. He borrowed it for the day.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he had a great first pitch, didn't he?
He really did. You backed up.
Okay, so here's the thing, dude.
Don't here's the thing, dude. You got to step into that thing. It bounced for no reason.
Took a mean
Can I tell you something?
You got a bad read off the bat.
I got to tell you a few things. One,
tell me something.
Have you ever squatted down in the batter's box at Citi Field? Not the batter's box, in the catcher's position.
I have not.
It's like weirdly intimidating.
I mean, it's a big place with a lot of seats.
You go down and then imagine what you're looking at.
Grimace.
You're looking at Grimace in front of the apple.
Yep. POV. Grimace.
It was insane. And then as he threw it, I didn't know where I was allowed to move. So I didn't want to mess.
You didn't want to mess up the lines.
I didn't want to mess up the lines.
Oh, I wish you messed up the lines.
I didn't want to mess up the line. So if you notice, I kind of stayed in one spot. That's why I didn't move towards the ball. And also, I kind of blocked the ball because I was like, the worst thing that could happen is the ball goes all the way behind
you
me,
have to chase
and then
it.
I have to do that awkward little waddle
You're
run.
playing fetch.
So I tried to catch it off the bounce. I kind of slapped it down.
You kept it in front of you.
I did block the ball.
Good fundamentals.
And I tweeted this today. Fangraphs included me in their top defensive blocking catchers list.
Yeah.
No, I photoshopped a picture onto it. They didn't actually cite me, but
fraudulent.
But so that was another one. Let me see another question.
I'm still enamored by Mr. Met having the glove. I had no idea. I got to ask him about this when I see him next.
Another question. Why was Grimace at the game?
Well, you said because you and Janie worked on it for a year.
But people were wondering why is he here?
Because it was his birthday.
No.
Oh.
There was really no reason.
Oh.
It was just fun.
A lot of good things have happened on June 12th.
What else?
My senior prom.
Okay, that's cool.
It was the date Luis Castillo dropped the ball. Same night.
Why didn't we recreate that?
I don't know. You know what? I think it's funny at this point.
Yeah.
15 years later, 15 years have gone by. I think it's good to laugh about it.
John, I punched a hole through my door.
I was literally on the dance floor at prom, and someone like iPhones weren't a thing yet. And
You graduated 2009?
09.
09? I graduated 10, so I wasn't. Yeah.
my friend came up to me. He was like, Mets are winning. And then like 2 minutes later, he's like, you're not going to believe this, but Castillo just dropped a routine pop-up with 2 outs in the 9th, and the Mets just blew it.
I punched a hole through my door, like literally.
It was just a game in June, Vito. They all count.
Well, but you have to remember, this was after back-to-back years of missing the playoffs by 1 game.
They won the next day. Omir Santos hit a home run at Yankee Stadium.
I know, but like those two, like that game was one of those ones where I was like, what if this is the game? What if this is the game I have to look back on? Unluckily / luckily, 2009, that was one of the many games that they missed the playoffs by. But yeah, it was just a fun thing to do. And yes, it was Grimace's birthday.
Happy birthday, Grimace.
Happy birthday, Grimace. And okay, if you want to hear a little bit of a background behind the story of Grimace ending up behind home plate. That was a concoction of the Meet at the Apple boys.
It was very, again, we kind of already told it with the tuchlis and the seats and unable to do it. And we wanted to put him in a seat. We wanted to rattle Braxton Garrett. Turns out we didn't even need to. And but you know what? It was serendipity. It was serendipitous, to borrow a word from Walt Clyde Frazier. He kind of peeked out. I love the video on Twitter of the girl that was like, "Hi, Grimace." It was like the perfect sound effect. He was just like, and then went back.
But even that, like, what's so cool about that is that was so much better than him just standing there.
Yeah.
And that was a happy accident because we originally were going to put him in a spot. Like John said, originally we wanted him to sit. I was like, he's not sitting. So then I like literally I'm sitting in Grimace's dressing room, which was the plum room, which is
Purple.
a purple room for a purple man. And I'm showing Grimace the view on TV. And I'm like, this is where you're going to sit, Grimace. And he's, nodding, giving me and then we get out there, we put him in the spot where he's going to stand. And then we realize we're blocking things that can't be blocked. So then we're trying to find a spot. Grimace is gigantic. That area has people walking by. So we just, the reason he ended up there was because it was just the perfect spot.
And the lady and the gentleman came back up to sit in their seats. And I was like, it's shot. But
And
we were good.
the one seat that they weren't sitting in was the seat. So like you're looking at that shot and you see Grimace's eyes just behind the glass. This was all just luck, just serendipitous, as John said, because he was able to just stand there and stare, and then he starts peeking out and looking, and it was so funny.
Gritty.
No.
Grimace. Sorry. Have they ever met, you think?
Probably. I feel like all the nice
I
guys
should
get
have
together.
asked him that. I got nervous. That was the thing. I froze up. I got starstruck when I met him.
He was all over the place. He did the t-shirt toss.
There was a
He did
lot
great
of
job.
Grimace.
He did a lot. He did a good job.
He
with
was
t-shirt.
eating shirts.
He was, dude, that Grimace has an arm.
I know.
And dude, people were he was making people so happy. My favorite moment of the day actually was we get off the elevator to go to the control room because John told me to bring Grimace to the control.
Brian Rusnak said that. I did not, because it was a big situation, and all of a sudden Grimace walks in, and I'm like, I'm in trouble.
And then we get the elevator doors open, and the second the elevator doors open, and Ava was there for this little girl, the elevator doors open, and she looked up and she screamed, "Grimace!" And she jumped on him and hugged him.
Oof.
And like it was just such a nice, sweet moment. And like that was the whole night. Like, dude, like Grimace was just making people so happy. And it's just nice that we have this keepsake that we'll always remember.
And the Mets, as our friend Michael Mayer has pointed out twice on Twitter, the Mets are undefeated, 2-0 in the Grimace era.
The Grimace era has begun. The Mets are 2-0 since Grimace bestowed himself here on his birthday.
Yes, sir.
And did you see Jerry Blevins broke down the first pitch?
No, I did not.
On the SNY pregame show today, he did a complete breakdown of his pitch and said what mechanics he could use and all this stuff. He also insulted me. He said the catcher wasn't doing him any favors, and I was like, "Hey,
you didn't."
I stopped him from throwing it behind.
I thought it was a shit frame job, but sorry. It's 10:50 p.m.
But I have to stay up later and edit it.
It's just a beep.
I got 7% left on this.
We need to take a break. We need to jump into the Garrett Wilson interview. This is an interview we did with Garrett Wilson just about a week ago or so. So enjoy. We'll see you on the other side. Wrap this one up. Tell you about some promo items and other stuff you can do at the ballpark. Hey, it's Vito Calisi, Jonathan Barron. We're meeting at the Apple with Garrett Wilson. Now, Garrett, after every Jets win, John takes me out for hot dogs.
Okay.
How many hot dogs am I going to eat this year?
We're going to get you in the double digits, my dog.
Double-digit dogs.
double-digit dollars. You're gonna be like Joey Chestnut.
In the fresh threads, also the brand new unis. What do you think about them first and foremost? Well,
These right here.
These, and then also the new Jets unis. Both teams have new unis.
Yeah, the Jet unis are they're clean, man. I've seen some 5s going around at practice ever since OTAs have started, and they look great.
Now, you brought up 5s because that's your new number. You used to wear 17.
Yeah.
It's fun. You've had 2 numbers now, 17 and 5. 17 retired with the Mets. That was Keith Hernandez. And 5, famous Met, one of our favorite Mets of all time, David Wright.
Okay.
Are you choosing your numbers
David
based
Wright's
on the Mets?
You know what? I like David Wright a lot. I wasn't familiar with the first 17 you said, but the goal is the same as far as their careers. Trying to retire them numbers.
I'm about to blow your mind, and yours too. All right, so you've got a friend on the Mets. I think everyone knows this. He wears number 22. He plays third base. His name is Brett Baty.
Yes.
What does 17 plus 5 equal?
22.
Have you ever thought of that?
You know what? I didn't think of that. That's a good little play by you.
There you go. That's what I was good. That's what I saved up. That's pretty good.
When we were talking to Brett at spring training, we were talking to him a lot about his mom being a principal and being the principal. Were you in school with him when his mom was the principal?
Not at my school. His dad was the coach of our basketball team, but his mom wasn't the principal at where we went to school.
Okay,
We went to school together, but
that changes the dynamic of everything. If your friend's mom is principal, you can't get away with anything.
I think that was when he was younger. I think that was when she was principal of his schools. Tell us a funny story about Brett. Obviously, great dude. We've asked him a lot about you, so now it's your turn to dish on him.
So I came in 6th grade. I just moved down from Ohio. Yeah, Ohio. And, I was a quarterback. And I moved down there, and I'm thinking I'm going to be the quarterback for the Lake Travis local team. And, I come in like first and second day. We had like quarterback tryouts. He had already kind of been there for a little bit. And they're like, all right, this guy thinks he's a quarterback. We're going to let him do a tryout. But they knew Brett was so cold. So I get my tryout against Brett, and he's just like slinging it around. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like, he really could sling it already in 6th grade. So I knew I wasn't going to be the quarterback. I went to receiver, and we kind of ran it up, man. He was throwing dots all over the field. He's probably like the best 6th grade quarterback of all time, for real.
You think he could have played college ball at least, and football?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
100%. Yeah. He would have been, a high recruit. I'm confident in that.
What about the show? He's a big dude. He's a
think
big
I could
dude.
have made it to the league?
No, do you think Brett could have played in then? And do you think you could have played MLB ball?
Do you think you could have played?
No, I never even picked up a baseball bat.
The way you said that was leading. Like, I thought you were about to say
No. I thought y'all meant could Brett make it to the league in football. That's what you meant,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I think he could have. Yeah, 100%. It's all about, if you choose the right college and it all works out, he definitely, had the arm strength and all that. All the intangibles, he's smart. He would have been able to make the league, for sure.
Do you keep up with the Mets a lot now that Brett's here?
Yeah, 100%. I know my dog's playing right now.
You're literally out there as we speak.
Yeah, I know. I just saw his at bat. I'm itching to get out there and, watch him, tear it up.
Heck yeah. So Vito obviously brought up the big season coming up. Aaron coming back, number 8. Has Aaron ever invited you on one of his darkness retreats?
Nah. He knows who to ask to go on those.
Has he invited any teammates on the retreats?
I wouldn't know. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But I don't get that invite. Nah, and I wouldn't go probably.
You would not
so
go.
He knows not to. He's not going.
What do you think goes down there? Other than
chilling.
do you think they literally just sit in the dark? There's no way. That's all. There's no way.
You got to have electricity. You got to have some like. For me to be able to do that, I have to have like a video game, and I could do that any day.
What's your video game of choice?
I play lots of games like Call of Duty, Madden. I'm really good at Madden.
Do you play as yourself?
Top spin, huh?
Do you play as the Jets when you play Madden, or do you play as a
I mix it up. No, I rarely get to play as the Jets.
Do you play versus yourself then?
Sometimes, yeah. Like I got a franchise that I'm in where I'm the Cardinals, and if I play the Jets, I'm gonna play against me.
What's that like?
You're a problem.
Do you know how to play yourself? Like, do you know
your tendencies?
You're a problem in the game, but I just let him score. He's the only one that I allow to score. Anything else is out of my control.
So we had Deontay Banks on the show a while back, and we spoke to him. We asked him who the biggest trash talker in his opinion was. So we're gonna ask you the same question.
Yeah. It's a lot of players, and I know Sauce is one of the best at talking trash. I think he does it on the field too.
He does it on Twitter also.
Yeah.
You ever talk to him like, hey man, you got to reel it in on Twitter?
Nah. Sauce walk it and talk it, and he got it. So it's that's Sauce now, and I would say he's the best trash talker in the league, just based off practice. He says some clever stuff, like he well thought out. But yeah, it's usually DBs. I don't know. Like Calais Campbell was pretty good at it. Nah, he too friendly. I don't know.
No, we're talking like mean.
Deontay said, if this helps, Deontay said DK.
For real.
You talk trash when you're out there?
Nah, I mean, if they start it, I'll talk trash, but I'm not a big instigator or nothing.
Makes sense. Another quick question about the number 5. Obviously, your number in college. It was taken when you got to the show. Thomas Morstead retired, so it was available for you.
No, hold on.
No,
now.
am I wrong? Am my facts wrong?
Thomas gonna be back for us punting. He gonna be booming.
Oh, I thought he
just like
retired.
last year. No, he ain't retired.
So
I
why
bet
did
he'll play for
did you
5
buy,
more?
Did you buy from him?
No,
Was there an exchange?
Thomas just a great man. First of all, family man, and whenever I decided after my rookie year I didn't want number 17, I wanted number 5. I couldn't get it right away, but they were like, if you wait a year, you don't have to pay. This is the league office because they had changed the rule. That's the thing.
Right,
There was
okay.
a rule where we couldn't even wear single digits.
This is
until
when like linebackers were able to
2
wear
years
2.
ago. Yeah, exactly. So
nonsense
whenever I
rule.
came in, I just had to wear 17. That's what they gave me. But yeah, now I can wear single digits. I asked them right away as soon as the rule went final, and Thomas came in, and they were like, "We're gonna give it to Thomas," but Thomas is very what's the word I'm looking for? Compliant with the fact that you are getting it after this season.
Oh.
So I just had, there's no contest. He passed it over after the year. He balled out in it last year. I think he was damn near a Pro Bowl.
He was a Pro Bowler, I think.
Okay, Pro
yeah,
Bowl.
I think
Were
he
you
was-
nervous every game, every time he was doing well? Just like, man, I might not get that number anymore.
I never, nah, I never thought like that. But man, he was killing the ball, and he's in 6 now this year. He just bumped it up a digit.
That's
Okay.
easy.
I thought that he was not giving you the number and that he was probably asking for like a Rolex or 2 or something like that.
Like I said, man, he's a family man. He's made a lot of cheese in the league.
So
you
you
know,
don't
punting
listen
for
to Garrett.
15, 16 years, and
Thomas, I apologize. Meet at the Apple.
You're man,
We didn't
Thomas.
mean it.
Last question: who's the toughest corner assignment in the league?
Sauce.
Sauce
Yeah,
in practice. No one else on the other teams though.
Yeah, there's some great ones, but Sauce the best. You say who the best? Sauce the
All right,
best.
best non-jet, best like the toughest person that you have to go up against, not in practice, in official NFL games.
You said corner, or you just
Yeah.
said DB?
DB,
DB.
in general.
Yeah,
Derwin. I feel like Derwin just, he hit in that game. Every time he on the field, that boy hit. He runs the alley. I'll say that about him.
I got one last one. When Quinnen Williams was drafted, he had his infamous bless you, thank me moment.
Yeah.
What is the funniest thing you have heard Quinnen Williams say? Perhaps funnier than that.
One time someone was trying to someone sat down in his seat, that he hadn't been there for a few of the, voluntary OTAs, and someone sat down in his seat. He get back that day, I need that seat. You in my seat. And so the person moved one over because it was an empty seat. He nah, both of them. I need both of them. I need both the seats. So it was just funny. He hilarious though. He always got just a smile on his face, contagious energy.
Well, Garrett, thanks so much for sitting down, man. Like we said, we're big Jets fans. I'm hoping to eat a whole lot of hot dogs this year.
13. How about that? How does that sound?
Double digits. I told you. I told you double digits. That's
Home playoff game,
I'm
Garrett.
stick
We
to
need
that.
a home playoff game. You know the last time the Jets played a home playoff game?
no. I don't know.
What year were you born?
2000.
Okay, you were 2 years old at the time.
Oh, okay.
So let's do it this year.
Yeah, that's the goal, brother. We gonna come on. I can't make no promises, but we gonna get it done. We gonna get it done.
All right, you heard the man.
You can subscribe to Meet at the Apple on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on the Mets YouTube page. Thank you all for listening, and leave some comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you. All right, Garrett Wilson,
How many hot dogs, Vito? How many hot dogs?
double digits.
You think?
That's what he said.
All right.
Double digits.
Okay.
John didn't realize I was doing the little Eddie, the kid who Garrett Wilson. I think it was Sauce.
Yeah, sauce. Yeah, he has sauce. Yeah,
He has Sauce.
Or told sauce. Yeah.
He goes, how many ice creams do you think I'm going to get with my dad?
Look, I'm excited for the season.
Can we go to a game this year?
Sure, but do not use the word Super Bowl around me. You did it on Future of Flushing last year.
I did it a lot.
That ended poorly.
I actually specifically would always say confetti on my shoulders.
Let's just week 1 go to San Fran. Let's get everyone in and out of there.
You want to go to
healthy.
San Fran?
I do not.
Oh,
But it's gonna be here before we know it.
I know, man.
It's gonna be here before we know it.
Hey.
But no, Garrett was cool. Garrett's a stud. Number 1, Brett Baty's boy.
Yeah,
17 plus 5 blew his mind with that one. He was. It was a fun interview.
It was. And all right, so before we get out of here, we want to just tell you guys about some of the exciting promo items coming up in the next month. We got 3 things coming up. One, Pride Night, which is going to be Friday, July 28th.
June 28th.
June 28th. Friday, June 28th. I don't know why my mind's on July. Friday, June 28th. You can get this Pride hat. And John,
Yes, sir.
I don't know how to explain this, but like I think of you so much with this hat because
Thank you.
my vision of John at spring training is a very similar colored hat. And when Johnny Boy gets a little toasty, when the kid gets toasty, the kid wears his hat like this. You just see John walking around and you know John's had a few tequila club sodas.
What?
That's how you know John was in a frat when you wear the hat like that too.
This is I'm John.
What do you think about that, Ava?
I'm John Barron. I'm John Barron. I'm John Barron, and I've had 6 tequila club sodas and 3 White Claws, and I'm here to have a good time. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. That's John Barron.
No comment.
Fire pit right there.
0 comment.
Johnny Fire Pits.
No comment.
But it's a nice quality hat. You got the Pride flag LGM on the front. You have a sponsor that's not in a bad spot. I think sometimes sponsor here is like, you know, then you wear it backwards and it's front and center. I like a side patch. So
Yes, sir.
that's the thing. And then, John, what are you wearing right now, buddy?
Oh, should I stand up and show it? You were not
No,
kidding.
your shot won't.
Sorry. No, it's fine. It's fine. This is the Hawaiian shirt being
And that's-
given away this Saturday.
This Saturday, June 15th,
You were not lying when you said the quality of this shirt.
is much better.
Dude, we got Sophia's birthday on Saturday.
Yeah.
I might just rock this. I went out and I got a shirt. If I dared, I'm gonna weather balloon it. How about that?
The last one was like a trash bag that you'd wear, right?
Stay on my knees. Pretty good.
It's a good shirt. It's a very high quality shirt.
Got some glizzies, got some flowers,
And
got some Met
Get
logos.
here
What more can
early
you need?
because last time there was a Hawaiian shirt, that thing was very popular. People still wear it to this day, and this is an even better one.
That's right.
Glizzy's, hot dogs, hat, Hawaiian flowers. Come get the hat. Next promo item. This was a surprise drop, and I feel like the team has never done this before. No, you know what? They have. They did a few years ago. They did a surprise. They did drop DeGrom and Scherzer during the season.
Yeah.
But Brandon Nimmo, City
Ooh.
Connect,
Ooh.
bobblehead, doing a pose that he did that we watched him do at spring training, bat over the shoulders. Funny story last season. Do you remember all the guys making fun of Brett Baty when he was doing his bat over the shoulders thing?
Yes.
Just playful ribbing during media day. But Brandon Nimmo bobblehead, that's next month. That's
Presented
gonna
by
be-
Hyundai.
That's going to be July 12th, Friday, July 12th. Come get your Brandon Nimmo bobblehead. And then 2 more things you should come out to the stadium for. So we could say this is the 5 reasons to come out to Citi Field over the next few weeks. We got 2 new food items, John.
Let's hear him.
And they're classics. They're baseball staples. 1, Dippin' Dots. The ice cream of the future.
The future is here.
What's your favorite flavor?
Of Dippin' Dot, the cotton candy, I think.
I'm a banana split guy.
I remember going to old Yankee Stadium in '99 and learning about for the first time Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future. Now it's 2024. It's 25 years later.
And we're in the future, baby.
Are they still calling it that?
It's the ice cream of the now.
They should have rebranded to the ice cream of the now. If
Hey,
they,
maybe we can get the sponsor Future of Flushing.
maybe that's not bad.
That'd be fire.
That's not
but
bad.
Dippin' Dots is one thing, and you know when I think Dippin' Dots, I think water parks. Camel Beach Water Park is.
I'm a huge water park guy.
Let's go to a water park, dude.
You trying to rip Six Flags, Hurricane Harbor?
or Camel Beach or anywhere. Or Splish Splash.
Splish Splash, Rush.
Splish Splash.
No, Mountain Creek.
He can get his
Mount-
VIP.
no,
Can
Mountain
he get
Creek.
his bottle service?
Mountain Creek.
Final food item you got to get. Now I got to give a big shout out to my wife because my wife, literally, as long as I've been taking her to Citi Field, which is since 2019, she's complained that there was not one food item here, and that food item was a corn dog.
Really?
And she's pumped because they just started serving corn dogs. I believe it's at Metropolitan Fry Factory where you could get the viral rainbow cookie egg roll.
Yep. Corn dog's a good old American staple.
A baseball staple.
Can't
I
get
feel
that in
it's-
London.
It's summer food. Yeah.
That's awesome. We should do a corn dog day here on Sunday.
Just have corn dogs?
Yeah, let's have a corn
And
dog on
Dippin'
the
Dots?
podcast. No. Dude,
Wait, why not?
you know why.
Dairy?
Yeah.
John's not the best with dairy.
No.
Not even that he doesn't like it. It's just that
No.
dairy doesn't like him.
It doesn't
No.
mix well.
Inside and out. It's bad.
So I'll have
I
Dippin' Dots.
swell.
I'll have Dippin' Dots. You know, I think you get a little older. Sometimes dairy hits you differently, but the Dippin' Dots,
I've reached that age.
dude. The Dippin' Dots line, was huge. Janie told me she went to go get Dippin' Dots because she was pumped, and like people were going nuts for the dots.
Ice cream of the
They're
future.
already here in the stadium?
Yeah.
They just launched.
Where?
300, 322, and then by the Aaron Sheeny balls by the Shea Bridge. So those are two places you could get the Dippin' Dots. Thank you for helping me plug that location. But those are the 5 things that you could look out for the next few weeks. So just to wrap that up real quick, you got the Brandon Nimmo bobblehead, which is right here. You got John's Hawaiian shirt.
Also, fireworks on Pride Night. Don't forget.
Oh, fireworks on Pride Night.
Fireworks number 2.
Are you able to tell us the theme?
Pride. Of course.
But what's that mean? What's that entail? Like,
Pride related songs.
are you making the playlist
Playlist is curated. Done.
by you completely?
Had some help.
A lot of Boy George and
Yep. It's going to be great. Last year we did it also. Still working on the theme for the third one. If anyone has an idea for the theme for the third one,
Ooh.
maybe throw a recommendation. I want to do a fan vote. I want to do a bracket. This might be a lot of work. But that's what we're here for. We do work.
Oh, I mean, it's not me that would be doing it. That's your.
Oh, I'd lean on everyone in this room.
No,
To help
you
come
would
up
be doing the bracket.
with pods. Pods of 4, and we have a vote. And then it's like an NCAA
yeah, we
tournament.
know how bracket works. We're just saying
You don't know anything about that as a Virginia Tech gal. Right?
Right.
Yeah. They stink at basketball. All right. Anyway.
John, before we get out of here, do we want to quickly talk about the Padres series coming up?
I certainly do. Padres are playing good ball, 37-35 right now. They sit in the second wild card in the National League, a game and a half up. Friday night, they're going to throw Matt Waldron at the Mets. If you haven't heard of him, he is a different kind of specimen because he's chucking knuckleballs and he's chucking 91-mile-an-hour heaters. You don't usually see that. I used to ride Tim Wakefield playing MVP 05 back in the day. He was a cheat code. His knuckleball was unhittable. Waldron's not that same kind of a guy. Going to be really, really interesting to see him on the Citi Field mound. He will go up against Sean Manaea. Sean Manaea, former Padre. So that'll be fun. Sean Manaea. We love Sean Manaea. By the way, Senga had the rally cap on tonight. I saw it.
Senga had it
Yep,
on?
yep.
I looked down. I couldn't see Manayo from where I was from, and I was
Yep.
trying to see if he was down there wearing the cap.
Yep, but Sean's been great. We're going to have the Doodle Bob out. It's going to be good. On Saturday, we got Adam Mazer going up against Jose Quintana. Quintana pitching for the first time in a full week. He last pitched last Saturday in London. Mazer just called up by the Padres. And on Sunday, it's going to be Tyler McGill, who, by the way, really strong outing for the Mets on Tuesday night. Wednesday was David Peterson. Tuesday night of the Marlins series, struck out 8. Dude, he was nasty. He had like 17 whiffs in the first 3 innings, throwing all different pitches. Tyler McGill has thrown seven different pitch types this year. I think he's the only pitcher in baseball. If you go to the Savant page, Baseball Savant that is, that's thrown 7 different pitch types. So he's keeping guys off balance, nasty, inducing chases left and right. He came out of the gate whizzing against the Marlins. He will go up against Dylan Cease, who the Padres acquired from the White Sox right before the season started. That was in the deal that sent Drew Thorpe to the White Sox. He just made his debut this week for the White Sox, and Thorpe was traded to San Diego in the Juan Soto deal. I know you got all that. There was a lot right there. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, so I got distracted. He brought up Sean Manaea, and I wanted to bring up like the stupid thing that I saw and I thought it was like a different season, but it was this season. Did you know Sean Manaea? Did you know that he played chess against Stephen Kwan on the grass before the Guardians series?
He did?
They sat at home plate and they.
Someone mentioned that to me recently. Steve.
I did. I told you it was like a year or two ago. I was like, I think he did it when he was with the Athletics, but it was actually this year, and I just got distracted by that.
Going to be a big weekend here at Citi Field, and of course, we got Father's Day on Sunday. So take your dad out here to the Met game. Huge weekend. I'm so excited. We got the Queens crew every game. I mentioned DJ night on Friday night, Saturday 4:10 game, Sunday the 1:40. Then the Mets hit the road, but not before. A big weekend series, by the way. All these games matter now, and the Mets have a lot of teams in front of them. Next weekend, they go to Chicago, another team ahead of them by not too much. So this is the time to make the move, baby. This is what Francisco Lindor was talking about when the team had the team meeting, and he said, we got over 100 games left. There's plenty of time. We got a good ball club. Loved what JD Martinez had to say, and it's all coming to roost.
All right, so this is a really fun episode. We're feeling great right now. On the next episode, we'll have an interview with Tyrone Taylor for you guys.
The boy, 4 hits on Wednesday night.
4 hits on Wednesday night. We got to talk to him right after that, so we're going to play that for you next episode. Yeah, we just got a lot of exciting stuff coming. So thank you all for listening. I'm on Twitter at Vito F. Khaleesi. John is on Twitter at JMB9191. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, or we're on the Mets YouTube. You can catch us there. We're usually the featured video when an episode drops. But just go over. We have a playlist. Subscribe to the podcast. Please give us those 5-star reviews. It really helps us out. And leave some comments below. And we'll see you next time right here at the Apple.
I'm gonna go on a darkness retreat. So you want to come with me?
Yeah, no, I do. I do want to go with you. Yeah,
All right,
I want to
lights
go
out.
darkness retreat.
Lights out.